Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to GB Gaming. Today we are going to be starting our new Sins mod as previously advertised, and, well, it looks almost like vanilla, doesn't it? And that's because in some ways it is almost like vanilla. A lot of you have asked me to do a vanilla or a base game playthrough. I didn't really want to do a base game playthrough because I wanted something a little bit more, something a little bit extra, something a little bit better. And I decided this was the next best thing, the Enhanced 4X mod by Weyoun XVII. The Enhanced 4X mod, it broadens the game with things like random encounters in gravity wells and an enhanced list of random events, better planetoids, a little bit more to go with, a few more research subjects. There's quite an extensive list of things that E4X adds. Now, I don't know what they all are. It's been quite some time since I played E4X by itself. It's most often used as a base for Interregnum, Star Wars Interregnum, which is also one of Goa's fantastic mods. But today we're going to be playing as the lovely base races. So, let's see. I think perhaps a nice medium map of some form, perhaps a medium-large if there's such a thing. Oh, there is. So we have a medium-large arena. A small cluster of solar systems. Two empires have risen to the same solar system. They must either make peace or conquer the other before expanding to the rest of the galaxy. We have fiefdoms. A lot of stars in this one. A lot of stars. In a globular cluster, each faction has managed to grab a stronghold in a small solar system, all by themselves. You may have the space to develop, but the fight for the core will begin soon enough. That sounds quite fun. There are 77 planets, so it's a relatively large map. I'm not always sold on multi-star maps, but I think we should give it a go. Now, we're going to leave Allied Victory off. I think we'll leave all the options off. Diplomatic Victory definitely off. Let's take a look at the game options. We're going to run everything at normal speeds. We will have quick start. We will have random events. I think, oddly, we're going to turn outlaw sectors on for this one because it'll be more interesting. And more critically, we're going to unlock the teams. And that's going to be the playthrough, so let's get started. I'm quite looking forward to this. It's been a long time since I've played vanilla. What are we going to do? Now, we have the tech or the HTS. These are effectively the Trader Emergency Coalition from the base game, and the HTS is more of a naughty man version. You can see that they're the rebels. They have the big the cannon ship. This is the defensive ship. We could have the Advent, which is the Orthodox or the Ascended. They've got fantastic vessels as well. Or we could of course have the Vasari, which have the VCC and the Vir. I like all of these races. I really do. This one's got the Vorastra? Yes, which destroys planets. This one's got the Kurastrak, which is cool. Titan-wise, of course. And what's the difference between these? I think that one, it allows you to effectively assimilate your enemies. Also yields a slight boost to weapons. Blah, 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 blah. And this one, massive warship of immense power. I don't know. I think we're going to have to be the tech. Now, I can't decide easily which one I want. We can have pirate mercenaries here, liberated resistance. Whereas with this one, you can have twin fortresses. So this is very defensive, this is very attacking. Now, as a rule, I like to play defensively. So let's switch things up for ourselves and we will go with a HTS. Everyone else can be random, they can play as whatever they want. I think it's better if they're on hard. I may regret that decision, we will see. And let's start. I think I'm going to limit my play sessions to somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes. They're not going to be long play sessions for this. That way we can split it up into a few more episodes and I can get your feedback as watchers with what you think I should do next. I think that's going to be integral to this. Haha, here we go. Right, let's see. What on earth is this? The Navy HQ. As you can see, now, let's just pause. Many of you have played Star Trek Armada 3, and this is where we got the idea, and in fact, some of the code for our hero system, you can see that there are 3 heroes here. Admiral Kol, Commander Derionov, and of course Captain Aurelian. This is a very, very similar, if not identical, system to the one STA3 uses. It was developed by Goafan, and we are so fortunate that Goafan shared it with us, which he has indeed, and it's lovely. Right, what was I doing? What do we have here? We've got a pirate embassy, which I'm sure I'll find out what that does in the future. Well, we've got our scouts, which we should probably tell to do their thing. Now, generally speaking, as a rule, I tend to have a bit of a thing where I'll go for the colonised, the Akan, but I'm not going to do that in this playthrough. I think we're going to go straight for the coal battleship. I think it's very important that we get some civics research stations up. Oh, better unpause. Let's get 2 of those. And we can have some siege frigates and indeed some light frigates as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We do need a colony frigate as well. I think perhaps an additional scout might be wise. Excellent. Let's see what our civilian research is here. You can see that there is an E4X exclusive research here. And what is that? Genocidal indoctrination. A new generation of training and reward programs have wiped out any remaining sympathy for any enemy civilians, making your forces bloodthirsty. That they're healed and gain buffs to damage and bombardment if they are orbiting enemy planets. If they're orbiting an enemy planet that gets destroyed. There are a couple in here as well. We have Siege Mode, allows your Krusov siege frigates and Orgrov torpedo cruisers to improve their offensive and defensive capabilities at the offensive mobility. Very nice. And Starship Modification. We'll be looking at that a little bit later on. Your capital ship and Titan factories to refit their unit types with special upgrades to upgrade their utility. So what you can actually do in this mod, which is fantastic, is you can take this capital ship back to here. At least I think it's here. And then you can use one of the abilities it has to upgrade a certain aspect of it. I think they can only have one at once. Let's take the Adaptive Force Field.
Got a job for me?
Got a job. I've always got a job for you. You go scout.
Structure complete.
And let's start getting some civilian technologies, because we wouldn't want to fall behind. Orbital commerce is going to be critical.
Structure complete.
Let's get some. I was going to say dilithium. What is it? Crystal.
What now? Give the order.
Let's take our ships, group them up. Frenzy. Okay, lots of pirates here. Now, it looks like there might be a pirate station of some sort. There's a trade station that I'm going to have to presume will be capturable. Let's go and have a look. Does it have anything terrible that it does to us? Hull restore rate is awful. Shield restore rate is awful. Antimatter restore rate is awful. And it's uncolonizable. Fascinating. It's a radiation storm.
Good day, Commander.
Let's send our ships out there. We've got the Protev colony frigate for whenever we're ready.
For orders.
In fact, let's move him over here.
Yes, Commander.
Let's keep researching. Now, I think modular architecture is going to be useful in the early stages of the game, so let's take that as early as we possibly can. That is going to make our things cheaper. Metal extractor, frigate factory, crystal extractors, capital ship factories, and titan foundries. Not an amazing boost, but enough of a boost to be worthwhile in the short term. We're also going to take expedited permits when we get the opportunity as well, just to make our build rates faster. Here we go. Oh, old school shielding, do you see that? I'd forgotten that the shields were like this in the old school. They don't have the same flash as they do in a lot of the mods. A good old tech.
Phase jump.
How I missed you. Now let's see if we can capture that immediately. Yes, we can. Fascinating.
Research complete.
Alright, let's destroy the pirates.
Scouts have found a colonizable planet.
There you go, the cold battleship is firing with its main weapons. Don't fire at the trade ships, that's unnecessary. Foolish thing.
Ready for battle.
Okay, you do what you want.
Commander.
But I even like the old music. Hopefully you can hear it in this episode. I'll work that out at the end of the episode, I expect.
Comlink active.
she is slowly going to level up as she destroys things. Let's see, 28 points of 200. I do expect our kobolds to get absolutely mullered here. One thing that was always very prevalent in vanilla is your capital ships are so much more powerful than your small ships. We tried to eliminate that from SDA3, and I think most mods have at least made your frigates and cruisers a little bit more competitive. I think perhaps if we choose to attack something over there, we're going to get 3 directions of fire. Yes, we are. Fantastic stuff. It does take us into the middle, which in itself is a little terrifying. What if we choose to attack this one? Can we get 3 directions of fire again?
Easily done.
Oh, not a problem. Yeah, we've still got 3 directions of fire.
Scouts have found a colonizing planet.
Still not ready to level. But she's in perfectly good nick. There's no problems happening here. And in the short term, I think we're relatively safe. Let's see, 75 of 200. This ship really isn't doing very much at all. Just kind of sat there, chilling. You'll also notice that the battles are quite static in this in the base game as well. Most ships do stay still aside from corvettes, which is definitely different from most mods that use the fighter movement capabilities.
Research completed. Ready now.
Any more aside from that? I don't think there are. So let's use our Proteav colony frigate in just a moment. There you go. Boom, boom. Only 1 enemy ship left. Let's do it.
Transmission received.
Let's get in, take that trade facility over,
Commander.
and then we will try and take these asteroids as well. Keep researching. Never ever stop the research train. We said we were going to take expedited permits, and that's what we're going to do. Let's take some high density zoning so we can get the tax up. Slowly going down. I love the fact that it shoots from each one, like one after the other. Did a great job on that. Boom. It's noticed the Proteav.
Ready for orders.
I do think the Proteav is going to survive. Ideally.
Research complete.
Right, that's doing its thing, so I think what we're going to do is we're going
Easily
to
done.
reverse our capital ship and continue with what we were doing. Let's keep that zoning going. Do we need a special kind of planetary research to take that? No, it's just a dwarf planet, so that's nothing to be concerned about. I think it might be good for us if we were to take thermal and ice next, just in order to ensure that we're able to colonize anything that we come across. Have you done your capturing thang yet? Not enough antimatter. Oh, crap. How much do you need? You need 60 and Is antimatter regeneration disabled? Restore rate is 250% slower. This is a very irritating nebula. We're going to have to build another Proteav.
Phase jump complete.
So let's do that. Now, as always, it's potentially useful to upgrade your logistics. There we go. That happened just in time, didn't it? Let's just see. Oh, the antimatter's gone up to 23, 24, so it will slowly regenerate its antimatter, allowing us to take the trade station. And indeed, the metal extractors, yes.
New horizons await.
Now let's see where we can research the extra people. It's regular of Titan, Kodiak, Intercept.
Research complete.
Ah, here we go. So it's in the fleet. It's in the diplomacy segment that you can actually get your heroes. I think they're going to be quite important. So I think we require 17 completed research projects in total in order to take them. So that's one way of actually restricting us from getting all the heroes immediately. I think it's a clever way of doing it as well. Ah, Bellafor on there. Anything else of interest? Thermal. Got a nice swamp planet there. There's an Aegis shield generator over here which will be capturable as well. And there's the star. Oh, hello. There are two things here. There's the phase tunneler. And there is the Rudra Annihilator cannon. The Rude Boy Annihilator cannon. Now, both of these are capturable. However, you can't use them unless you've got certain artifacts, from what I remember. Which, again, I think it's a really elegant way of using these capturable artifacts. Now, I don't know what either of these do at this point, and it's plausible that I won't know until I've actually got the artifact. Now, we should have an additional Proteav colony frigate. I don't expect either of these ships is going to last very long, but we'll give it a minute.
Research complete.
Are you leveled yet? No, but you will after both of these. Lovely. And indeed, Jobling. The martial style of the music. Take that one down and start concentrating on the other one. And she's leveled. Let's give her the Ghost Rail Cannon. Which she's just fired. And the enemy ship is more or less destroyed. Fantastic. So you go and colonize this. Thermal is next. Let's take ice after that. And then I think we can relax for a little bit. Perhaps take a little bit more taxation, because no taxation without representation.
Good day, Commander.
Okay.
That's more like it.
We'll get you over there, and then we will go for this gravity well next. I think we're going to be able to pretty much take everything with... What? Are we in the core? Fascinating. We're in the core. So there's a race in each gravity well now. Famous last words, it's going to go terribly wrong. Shields are more or less back up.
Good day, Commander.
Let's roll.
That's more like it.
Perhaps it would be within our interests. Where's wormhole navigation hiding? Wormholes. Ah, long-range jumps and wormhole navigation. Both, I think it's mostly long-range jumps here, so we do need another couple more civic structures. Structures? We managed to take anything here? Oh, look, we have. So what do you do? We can abandon the structure. I don't think we can actually upgrade structural integrity. Yeah, we can. So what does it actually do? I presume that it's going to be creating trade ships for me. Trade income rate 0.7 per second just from this structure. Now, you are doing your thing. I'm going to move you over here because you're going to start taking things. And you are commencing your attack. Magnificent. We've taken this world. That's pretty cheap. Oh, we can explore 4 times as well in E4X, which makes things take a little bit longer. Let's get the resources up as we can, and we will, in fact, I think we will buy enough to get a trade station over here as well.
Where to, Commander?
Good stuff. And we're going to ready you
Yes, Commander.
to go to the next gravity well. Now, were I playing competitively, I don't think I would be playing this way. And that's by virtue of the fact that I'm really taking my time over this. I probably shouldn't be doing it with hard enemies, but a single battleship, that is not wise. It's probably not the way to play. It's not very clever. What most players would be doing at this point is they'd have 2 or 3 small fleets, and they would be clearing out the system as they went and following up with several colony vessels. So I think competitive players, they'd probably have the whole system at this point, and they would be ready to branch out to the next one. I don't feel the need to do that. I'm playing against the AI here. This is not against a human player.
Commander.
Were I playing against a human player, I would probably also be terrified.
Yes, Commander. Planet development finished.
I can see why I usually have research on fast. It really does take its sweet time, doesn't it? Sweet time. So you're going to get ready to face a slightly sterner test of your abilities.
Yes, Commander.
Over here.
At once.
Now you can see. Let's see what it requires. 1 point of research in kinetic intensifier. Now if we take a look, I expect it's going to be down here. There are lots of artifacts in this particular mod, and kinetic intensifier is going to be one of them. Now, fingers crossed I'll be able to see one at some point. I think it might be wise from a taxation perspective if we were to think about social speccing this, because as you can see, max population goes up, population growth rate does also go up, trade income it does take a hit, which isn't ideal. Do we have the capacity to build a trade station here? We do. Let's not social spec it yet. I think it might be within our interest to get another civvy station. And 1 more over here, I expect. So let's take that logistics slot.
Structure complete.
Grab a little more of that. And take a civvy station. And the reason that I wanted 4 is so I can research. I can't remember where it is. Put me in the right direction, guys. I am... Sure, it's in civilian. Ah, here it is. So we require 4 for long-range jumps. Gonna have to save up a little bit for that. Nothing of value has been found. That's sad. How are your shields? Shields are good. Roll in.
Complete. Where to, Commander? Plotting jump coordinates.
Not sure why anybody would do this with bits of an asteroid. It didn't seem very...
Structure complete.
Well, it doesn't seem like there's a great deal of point to it. The vast majority of it is a station anyway, so why would you have a very, very small proportion of it within an asteroid? I think if an asteroid covered most of it and perhaps just this little bit was sticking out, that would be more feasible and reasonable for it to do, but there we are. I mean, I only work here.
Where to, Commander?
Let's take a look. You've taken one. You can go over
Transmission
here
received.
next.
Give the order.
Ah, look, we've got our little rebels arriving, defending us. Thank you, boys.
Intel reports an impending pirate raid. Our fleet is under attack.
Looks like I'm the potential target of the pirate raid, so let's change that.
Nothing of value has been found.
Because who wants to be the target of a pirate raid?
A
Not
new
me.
colony has been
Long range
founded.
jumps. You stop. You stop. Is there anything else trying to research? No. And you have formed as a colony. Let's get the resources that we can. We can't upgrade habitability, which is a bit sad. Can we actually take a trade station here at all? No. Just tactical structures. Okay. Let's see if there are any artifacts. Ah, that's going to be a problem. Or potentially going to be a problem. We'll see if we survive.
Planet development finished. Nothing of value has been found.
I must admit, I'm quite concerned with the additional ships that have arrived. Are we going to be okay? A couple of Kodiaks, a Garda, and the Javelin long-range ship. We'll see if she survives.
Structure complete.
That should be the end of that.
Nothing of value has been found.
There she goes. But I think
Structure complete.
that is actually all we've got time for in this episode. Damn. Look, we've got friendly ships. There's a Kodiak, a Stylet Corvette, and the Cobalt Light Frigate moving in to aid us. Perhaps that is going to be a victory for us after all. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be in the next episode. Why don't you tell me if you've all got to the end of the episode, and well done if you have. We are in the middle here. Now, we can go to Gomezia. We can go to... Oh, no. Let's call it Tubin. Oh, Zubin. We can go to Zubin. We can go to Misar. I'm just going to shorten these because it makes my life easier. We can go to Alginib. We can go to Sheraton. Or we can go to Pleone in the next episode. Which of these stars that you want to go through? We'll go through them again. Gomisa. Zubin. Misarthim. Alganib. Sheraton. And Pleone. Which one of these do you think we should attack? Whichever one you decide, or the most of you decide, that is the one that I'm going to attack. That'll probably start happening in the next episode, but it may be the episode afterwards, depending on the speed that we move. If you want me to pick up the pace, if you want me to get more competitive, more angry, then I will do in the next episode. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you're enjoying the vanilla experience. I know I am. I'm feeling a fair amount of nostalgia. And, yeah, I've missed vanilla. And I'm hoping that E4X is going to be something that makes me enjoy it all the more, just because there's that much more variety in it. Ladies and gentlemen, for the time being, this is the Gull, out.